Wow, wow, wow. Use storytelling to supercharge your business. We're going to be talking all about that today here on the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. We have our guest here, Mary Moss. She's hanging out in the virtual green room, enjoying some virtual snacks as we get ready to get started. I always say that women entrepreneurs, we have a very interesting position because we are natural storytellers. So today we'll be talking about how to naturally weave that in to your marketing and to your brand story and supercharge your business. You are here live on the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, live. We invite you to comment. We invite you to share, tag in a business bestie and say, hey, you should be checking out the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. We're going to get started right after this quick intro. Don't you move.
Whoa. Why y'all so happy?
You don't know? Sharvette Mitchell is on the radio.
It's time to get motivated, excited, and influenced. Why? It's the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, live from Richmond, Virginia. And now, here to motivate, excite, and influence you, Sharvette Mitchell.
All right. Welcome again. We are so excited to have all of you that are watching with us across our 6 different platforms, 3 different places in Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, and certainly those that are listening from Sharvette.com. But we cannot forget to mention all of our podcast listeners, Apple Podcasts and Spotify and Stitcher and all of those. And if you're listening from our talk radio show platform, how you doing? Blog Talk Radio. We are super excited to have you. Again, today's topic is going to be use storytelling to supercharge your business. So absolutely good stuff going on there. Shout out to my mom, who's always holding it down. Shout out to the YouTube family over there holding it down. Hey, Kim. Hey, Zanla. Hey, Deborah. Thank you so much for being in the house. And so this particular segment is brought to you by the platformbuilder.biz, which is my 12-month signature program all around your visibility, your marketing, and your branding. We open up for enrollment twice a year. And guess what? It is enrollment time. We'd love to have a conversation with you. So jump over to platformbuilder.biz. And guess what? Later on in the segment, I'm going to sneak and share some live testimonials that came through on the Facebook Live that we did last week and let you hear from some of our past clients. So that's the sponsor for the show. But let's get started. Let's jump right on in. Again, welcome to all of those that are here. We see you. Hello, Sharon. Thank you for being here. Hello, Pat. Thank you for being here. If you are brand new and saying, hey, I just found you, I'm just figuring out how to listen to you, make sure you shout out in the comments, put a 1 or your location. We'd love to give you some love and show you some love here. Hello, good evening, Jewel. Thank you for being here. All right, so Mary Moss is with us today again. Super excited. She's been at several of our conferences, and she's an emerging writer in the Christian nonfiction and poetry genres. Her solo self-published books are titled After Unnamed Women in the Bible, Woman at the Well, and Woman with the Alabaster Jar. And she's a co-author in several anthologies on business, visibility, resilience, faith, and power, and the power of storytelling and telling your stories. She has 30 years of experience under her belt in corporate America. She's a speaker. She's the CEO of Divinely Designed, and she's the creator of unique products and services and platforms for writers' voices to be heard, to tell their stories, and earn money. Cha-ching on that. And we're excited right now to bring up to the mic, live on the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Put your virtual hands together and welcome Mary Moss. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey. It's so great to be here.
We are excited to have you. Listen, they're saying wow already. The wows are coming on in. And so, Mary, we are, number one, just excited to have you here and want to hear kind of really how all of this got started for you, this writing space. When did the writing bug bite you?
You know, that's a story in and of itself. And it's as long as I am old. honestly, from the time I could hold a pencil, that's how old I am. From literally pre-elementary school, I started writing stories.
Mm,
So I always say that it's genetic.
wow.
And I come by it honestly, particularly on my dad's side. But I always say that my mom is the one who taught me to love words, because as one of 5 children with homework and shouting upstairs, how do you spell? How do you spell? She got over that real quick and sent us to the dictionary, the
Wow.
big old fashioned dictionary. So all of us growing up learned to be fascinated with words.
Mm, yeah.
And it's been a lifelong love.
Lifelong love. What's the power of words? Do you feel like people really recognize the power that words have?
I think a lot of times they don't, and
Mm.
a kind of a nickname that I've adopted, an identity for myself. You see my wizard hat back there is
Yeah.
the word wizard, because I do believe in the beauty and magic and power of words, but they can also be used for harm,
Yeah.
right? So our words are so important. And that's why I'm so passionate about helping people use the right words and use them correctly and use them well, so that they can communicate well, whether it's about their lives or about their businesses.
All right, well said. And so, writing your own books and being a co-author in other books, what tips, right off the bat for someone saying, I am just starting and they're looking at writing books, do you have one or two tips you would share with that aspiring writer?
Wow, it can be really daunting.
Mhm.
And I kind of specialize. My favorites are the people who, like, I have this story that has been burning to be told, but I don't
Mm.
even know where to begin. There are other people involved, and I can help you figure all that out.
Yeah.
And that's my first love, because, hint, I was 52 before I published my first book. And I don't want other people to have to wait that long.
Yeah.
But it also tells you that you're never too old to tell your story.
Never too old, never too old. And I love
And
this.
but yeah, that's right. That's right, Jewel. It really is. It is essential. Um, and really, what I tell people who ask me, well, how do you write a book? And the tip is you just sit down and start writing. And I mean, it's not complicated, but it's not easy. Hey, Gwen. Um, so,
Yeah.
I get it. Believe me, I was 52.
And what you did, you got it done. And I love this question coming from Jewel. Do you feel like everyone has a story to tell?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And it doesn't have to be a big dramatic um thing. You don't have to, like, I've been so blessed. I didn't have terrible trauma in my life,
Mhm.
nothing unusual.
Right.
But I can certainly empathize with people who have. And what our stories are about, how did I get to be standing in this place in this moment? We didn't get there in a vacuum.
Right.
And if we're still standing, we've got lessons to share with other people.
So well said. So well said. And so, as business owners and entrepreneurs, we are, whether we know it or not and accept it or not, we're telling stories all the time, right? Our
Every time we open our mouths.
social media, email, website, all of that. And so, how do we now kind of turn the corner to this conversation around use storytelling to supercharge your business? What do you say to that business owner listening in?
Well, for one thing, I promise I'm really geeky, but I do want to just talk a little bit about brain science.
Yes.
Um, Neuroscientists, those are the people who study brains, have attached electrodes and everything to people's brains and watched storytellers and listeners. And when a story is compelling,
Mhm.
the brain lights up on an MRI in exactly the same way in the listener as it does in the teller of the story.
Wow.
And that's powerful. If you think about, you have that control over how your words hit someone else. Again, that's why words are so important. But it also tells us the importance of not facts and figures, not statistics, not, all these other things. People want to know the story of your business, even down to like, why did you pick the branding colors that you have? And how did you decide to go into business? Is this your first business? Those are all stories. And those are the things that interest people. Not, I sell makeup. Yes, you sell makeup, but what are the benefits to me as a customer? Why do I buy makeup? Why do I buy your makeup? What makes your makeup the best choice for me? That's the story that we tell. Because there are a lot of people that sell makeup. You can go to the drugstore and buy makeup.
Yeah.
But it's also whether you're if you're a coach, what makes you stand out from the thousands of other coaches out there? For me, I've been on that journey as a first-time writer.
Yeah.
And now I can't stop writing books.
Can't stop.
But I made that journey so I understand all of the obstacles, all of the self-doubt, all of the challenges. And there are a lot of other coaches who experience that, but I think the ones who share that story are the ones that clients are drawn to.
Yes, yes. And I've heard that before as well from neuroscientists and in the therapy space of storytelling. There is something different that happens in the brain that connects people when you share your stories. And so let me capture some of these comments. I've always wanted to start a channel having women to tell their entrepreneurial life story. I love that.
I will subscribe to that.
Go for it, Jewel. Go for it. And so, and perhaps this is why the stories feature, on Facebook and on Instagram, and then TikTok went and picked that up really from them, is so popular. Any thoughts around that?
It really is, because for one thing, we have really short attention spans.
Yes.
And that's another reason that it's so important to tell a good story. I've taken all kinds of courses from all kinds of coaches and learned myself that the first line of a Facebook post is the most important. Don't wait to get to the end to make your point. Do that first and then post the rest of the post, because you only have maybe 2 sentences before people are like, I'm reading that. And you don't even have to put long post on there, because it's a long post after about 3 lines, right? Whatever you can see before Facebook cuts you off. A lot of times that's all people read.
Great. And so what are all the ways that you would have or recommend to any entrepreneur, new or seasoned, to embed and interweave storytelling into their business?
I would a couple of tips that I always suggest is that, for one thing, you make your potential client or customer the hero of the story. Like, my product is going to make you self-confident. You're going to write a best-selling book. And these are all the great things about why you want to write a best-selling book. It can launch a business. It can change the future of your family. So those are talk about what you do, but talk about how you're going to change the life of the person that you want to work with, so that they contact you. And you do that with everything, regardless of what product you sell. If you sell trash bags, I can tell a story about trash bags. You don't want your trash bag to break or leak when you're walking through the kitchen,
Right.
So those are the kinds of things. And then just sprinkle in facts and figures.
Yeah.
And also satisfied customers. That's the best selling point that you have. And if you're just starting out and you don't have any yet, then talk about why you were a customer for someone else. What were the qualities that they had? And try to think of those about what qualities do you offer that attracted you to them?
Great advice. Hey, Dolores, thank you for chiming in. And Sharon said, sharing our business with our words can be the answer to someone's needs.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
And I love that with testimonials, and because oftentimes testimonials naturally are a story. They naturally, and we're going to be actually sharing some live testimonials later on, but they naturally are a story. I had some testimonials on one of our websites, and I transcribed them to include them in something else. And as I read them, I watched the video, but it was something very powerful looking at the words of the testimonials on the paper. I
Yes.
mean, it was almost like I had never seen it before. And they were written like a letter, like, hi, I'm Maria. Hi, I'm Yulika. Hi, I'm Carmen. Hi, I'm Erica. And this was my experience. And thank you for listening. And
Yeah.
so
Well, and that's why it's so important to use more than one media and more than one platform, because different demographics are on different platforms. And like you said, you had seen the video,
Mhm.
but when you read the words, it hit a different way. And that's just how we are. And it could be what the mood you were in that day,
Uh-huh.
whatever. So you never know. So you always want to be thinking about what is the impact of this going to be, and how can I reach the most people.
Mm. And for those that feel like I'm not a storyteller, like I just share information. You've definitely given advice. But for the person that's saying, I just want to get to the facts. I just want to get to the bottom line. What do you say to that person?
You can do that.
I'm not gonna fight you
You
on
can
it.
do that. But I'll tell you, at my house, if you have the remote, your job is to silence commercials. But there are a few commercials that are okay. And it's because they're well done. They're not silly. It's because they tell a compelling story.
Ah, uh-huh.
So, I told my husband the other night, I said, with that remote comes tremendous responsibility, because Mary doesn't do commercials.
So that's a great point. So that person saying, "Oh, I'm not a storyteller. I'm just the facts." You might be like that muted commercial.
Yeah.
You're going to be like that muted commercial. Thank you, Jewel. You just never know who your audience is and who you may impact. Absolutely. Gwen is laughing at the remote, and sharing our words, insight, feelings that can connect. And so I even feel like even in the speaking space. So would you agree? So we're talking about written words, we're talking about spoken words, and interlacing storytelling throughout all of that, which brings me to Clubhouse. So you are an early adopter of Clubhouse. Are you still hanging out in the Clubhouse virtual rooms?
I am. I'm switching things up a little bit,
Okay.
but my club is now turned into a house that's named after the community that I'm creating online. But yeah, I love that platform. I've made some great connections. It's so easy to find collaborators, like-minded people, potential customers, and it's easy to tell based on what rooms people are in.
Wonderful.
To me, that it's a gold mine.
It is a go. How can people find your house?
Right, it's the Writer's Haven. Writer's Haven.
All right, so there you go. For those that were on Clubhouse, got off. Now you got a reason to go back in and check things.
And I'm the word wizard on there.
Okay, great. And how can viewers and listeners connect with you and also work with you?
Thank you. Yeah. Well, I am the Mary Moss across all platforms except Clubhouse. So whatever platform you're on, you can reach me. You can message me that way, and set up a complimentary appointment for us to find out what you're looking for, how I can help you. I also have a writing style quiz that I love to have people take before I meet with them. It's
Oh,
mywritingstyle.com, and it's based on the DISC personality system, but it feels like a little test about writing, and it's fun. It's really fast. You get your results in the form of a coffee beverage,
oh, neat.
and that coffee beverage equates to a product or service that I offer that I think might help you achieve your writing goals,
Wow.
the best way. So just a little different twist.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you for sharing that, and certainly, viewers and listeners, that's something you can partake in. If you just tuned in, hey, you're checking out the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, broadcasting live from the capital city of Richmond, Virginia, but heard all across the World Wide Web. We have Mary Moss here with us, and we're having this great conversation to encourage you to utilize and to embed and use storytelling to supercharge your business, connect with your audience. Thank you for those that we see coming on in. Let me capture this question. Hey, Jewel. Vanera, thank you for being here. Jewel said, what is Clubhouse? Thank you for that question, because I should not assume that everyone knows that. Mary, would you like to explain what Clubhouse is?
Gosh, it's wonderful. It's an app. It's a phone that you use on your phone, but it's a social app where you can connect with people from all over the world. And they just recently have everything is built into houses, so that it's set up so that you can have individual rooms, you can have private conversations, meet up with people in various ways, but it's not visual. And some people like that. There are a lot of early morning rooms on there, and they're well attended because you can still have bedhead and drink your coffee and participate.
Yes. And it's purely audio,
Yes.
So there's no video, no graphics. It's purely audio, which I think definitely lent well to people who wanted to share their story and talk. There's so many different methods and platforms out there. But if you are listening from Sharvette.com, look down below in the show notes, and you can actually download the show notes. You have Mary's full bio. All of her connection links are there. If you're listening to the podcast or the talk radio show platform, the show notes are down below. So you have all the connection points there for Mary to connect and get all of that. Gwen said, I may need to get back into Clubhouse. It's addictive. Yeah.
It can be. It can be.
It can be. What's on the horizon for you? I know you are working on some of your own projects. So tell us what's coming up.
Well, by the fall, I will have my third unnamed woman book. It will only have been 5 years, so I'm having it each time. It was 10 years between the first and second book. This one's going to be 5 years. And then I actually have like 4 books in various states of readiness to be published. So I'm a little convicted on that. But hey, the coach needs coaching too sometimes, life. But I'm super excited about this one. It was supposed to be published several years ago, but the pandemic has really allowed me to tell a really richer story than I would have told. So I'm excited about that. And really just amping up the coaching program. I've got a couple of great book clients right now that I'm working with in different capacities. And I'm building a great online community called Writers Haven. That's like a little virtual world that people can come in and visit. And I meet with all my clients there. And it's a place for writers to hang out.
Oh, right. Well, that sounds exciting. And certainly, I think if we summarize, that use storytelling to supercharge your business, like all entrepreneurs should have the storytelling hat on and should be seeing themselves, not just their marketing person or whoever's helping with their social media, but they should see themselves and embed storytelling throughout of their business. And so thank you so much again. Hello, Miss Lee. She said, that is so true. The coach needs coaching at times. Absolutely, absolutely. And then Sharon, what inspired you to write about the nameless women in the Bible? I'm so glad you asked that question. A friend of mine, shout out to Joyce Marie Jackson Sawyer. She's working on a sermon or a discussion about the Shunammite woman. And I said, what's interesting is they didn't even put her name in, you know, we refer to her all the time and her name is not even in scripture.
That's right.
Talk
Well,
about
I think The Woman at the Well, my first book is titled after her, is the most beautiful story in scripture. Not because of what Jesus does, but because of the transformation that occurs in the woman.
Yeah.
And how she accepts her grace, and then it immediately transforms not only her, but everyone in the sound of her voice, because she freely shares that. I just think that's so beautiful. I also think that it's so powerful that God inspired the writers to include these women who were considered practically property in biblical times.
Right.
But their stories were so powerful and important that he wanted them included. And I've always said that I think they are unnamed so that we can insert our names into their stories.
Oh, that's powerful. That's powerful. That's powerful. Julian saying, yes. Ayana over on YouTube, the great storyteller is on. Yeah, yeah. Thank you for that question, Sharon. One last time as we allow you to go, how can people connect with you, follow you, and all those good things?
The Mary Moss across every social media platform that you can think of.
All right. Quick and easy for you. Well, thank you so much for being here and sharing with our audience. And then certainly just being around, in our community and just helping us all think about storytelling a little bit better and utilizing it a little bit more. Thanks for being here.
Thanks so much for inviting me. I had a blast.
Awesome. You are welcome. All right. Wow. Such great information there. And I really do want you to walk away, entrepreneurs, nonprofit leaders, all walk away with ministry leaders that we all are storytellers. And we need to connect the dots for our customers and all of that. Gwen is saying, love you, Mary. Listen, love always, love always. Jewel, you are welcome. Absolutely. Sharon is saying, that's powerful, Mary. Thank you. Good nuggets were shared. Absolutely. If you know someone that needed to hear this and they missed it, send them to Sharvette.com. That's a great way. If you're on YouTube, youtube.com/Sharvette. Hit subscribe if you like this content, the channel's content. Hit subscribe so that we can update you. As mentioned before, this segment is brought to you by my Platform Builder program. It is a 12-month program based off of my trademark framework, and it's all around raising the visibility and the positioning of your marketing. And so you can find out more of the information at platformbuilder.biz. We're open for enrollment. We get started with our June cohort. We open for enrollment twice a year typically, and so this is the time. However, in the theme and in the note around storytelling, I had the opportunity to host a challenge last week in my Facebook community. Shout out to those that may be listening new because you joined the challenge. And a couple of my former Platform Builder clients, like off the cuff, no rehearsal, just jumped on and just shared a little bit about their experience. So I actually pulled a clip of that video because the videos are now gone. They're deleted. You can purchase the replays in our digital store. But I'm just going to share a little bit of a clip of some of our past clients who have done this particular program and let you just hear from them in their own voice and all of that. And so here we are. Totally, like,
I got it.
Okay. What would you like to say?
Well, first, why I wanted to jump on, because I wanted to say that Sharvette is more than a coach. Why I wanted to jump on, because I wanted to say, when I was in the Platform Builders, my mother passed away. And I'm going to cry. I didn't know what I was going to do because I was in the middle of launching something. And I called up Sharvette, and right there on the spot, she said, let's create this plan. And I was like, and first of all, that's when I realized the power of a coach. And she stood out to me because She was concerned about what I was going through. And right then and there on the spot, we came up with a plan. She's like, send this to your VA. Boom, 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 boom. I was out of the picture and I was able to go through what I needed to go through. That's more than a coach. That's a person who cares about you and your business. And I went on to launch my course after that. And I don't know what I would have done if she wasn't there. And so I want to tell people who think that they don't need a coach, yes, you do. Because when those unexpected things come up and all the stuff is happening, you have a sounding board who's going to give you sound, good guidance. And that's what Sharvette does in the Platform Builders. And not only did I launch my class, I'm in the second cohort of my class. About to launch my third in August. And I owe it all to you. Be a platform builder. It will change your life.
You trying to come on here and make a sister cry. You trying, I'm thug life. No, I'm just playing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's so great to see you and to see how you just keep moving and you keep going. So thank you. And yes, Sharon, people are saying, what an awesome testimony. Thank you so much, Pat, for being here. Shout out your business and your page and all of that stuff.
Yeah, so my sure, let me show you. I have Breakthrough Flags Ministry where I teach and train people how to use scarves, flags, and streamers to create choreography. Check this out, Sharvette. I just went out and printed a new brochure for my business.
Using photos from the photo shoot, right?
Yes, photos from the photo shoot. Yeah, see that?
I love it. Thank you so much.
All the time. So, yes, Breakthrough Flags Ministries. Look us up.
Thank you so much for jumping on. I'm gonna bring LaShawanda on. Thank you for being here and just always being great. Thank you. All right, LaShawanda Moore, I'm bringing you up. Listen, she's in the car. Thank you for being willing to just like impromptu. This is not planned. It's not in my notes. What would you like to say, LaShawanda? Introduce yourself. Oops, and I think you're muted.
Sorry, I was muted. Hello, everyone. My name is LaShawanda Moore, and I just wanted to come on really quickly. My son is driving. I said, pull over in the parking lot so that I can just say that I highly, highly recommend the Platform Builder program. I don't know if Sharvette knows, but Sharvette is a part of my recovery journey, my restoration to wholeness from a really difficult experience I had in my first career. And I left my first career to be a full-time entrepreneur. And I found Sharvette. And my very first brand photo shoot, I brought my daughter with me. And this photo shoot really made me feel like I was just a queen and the best thing since sliced bread. And then Sharvette revamping my website just really made me feel like I was truly a professional. And when you feel like you are a certain way, then you can go and act and execute accordingly. And so that catapulted my experience and began my journey as a leadership and professional development coach. And because of Sharvette, with Sharvette, everything you do, if it's just one little thing, she pumps it up and she just encourages you and she makes it feel like it is just the most amazing step forward possible. She's so positive, encouraging, and just has a wonderful, beautiful spirit. I have paid thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars with coaches, but Sharvette is number one in her charisma and her warmth. So thank you, Sharvette, for all that you do. You're a top-notch. You're classy. You have it all together. Everything looks amazing. And I'll just share this one thing, too. So maybe about a few weeks ago, I was speaking at my church for a business workshop. And so there were some other entrepreneurs that were on the agenda to speak as well. Okay, so y'all, I came in with all my brand stuff, my books, my PowerPoint presentation, like I was really legit and no one else had any branding. And it just made me feel like a true business owner, a true entrepreneur. And they were like, I had a booklet because Sharvette is for a booklet, a nice branded booklet. So I had something for them to take away and be able to take notes. And someone stood up and was like, this is what I'm talking about. this is professional. This woman has come here. She's given us not only just a talk, but she's given us something to take away so that we can continue to study and continue to carry out what she's brought for us today. And I mean, it was just so wonderful. And I felt like, really good. So thank you, Sharvette, for all that you do for us. We appreciate you.
My goodness. Thank you. And I think I know somebody that spoke at that event, or they were supposed to.
You do. Yeah. They were supposed to. You do.
Yes.
He wasn't able to, but yes.
Yes.
You absolutely. Isn't it a small world?
It's a whole small world. And so tell them the businesses because you got multiple businesses. Tell them the businesses you have.
Yes, so I own a brick and mortar facility, Launch Entertainment Park, right in the Midlothian, Virginia area. It's a 29,000 square foot facility with 9 attractions, trampoline, laser tag, dodgeball, all kinds of cool stuff, a cafe, and I have an amazing team that runs that business. And then I'm also a leadership development and life coach. I am a speaker and workshop facilitator. And so if you need any kind of professional development, if you're looking at career change, if you're trying to discover your why, who you are, and your purpose, I've been there, done that, wrote the book, and am now helping other people discover who they are so that they can have the life that they crave.
Yes, I love it, and literally wrote the book. Thank you, LaShawanda, for taking a few minutes of your time, and also just always kind of being around and in the crowd. Thank you so much.
I'm a fan, Sharvette.
Thank you. Wow. Bye. Ayana, I'm bringing you up. You ready, sis? Let's go.
Hey. Let me tell you, can you hear me okay?
Yes, you loud and clear.
Awesome. Well, listen, you don't ever have to worry about planned or unplanned with me because I am always singing your praises. Listen, my hairstylist, she's not just a hairstylist, she's a non-surgical hair restoration specialist, which is Tia Skinner, that came up here tonight. And let me tell you, when I really started working with you, she said, "What in the world are you doing?" She said, "Your stuff is looking top tier. Like, girl, it is fire." She said, "Everything you put out is fire." I said, "Well, I connected with this lady who I've been knowing for years in the musical space." Shout out, side note, I'm a professional singer too.
We're gonna make you sing.
Okay. But I just have grown to really love you as a person, like your brand has exuded, like everything that you have done has just really permeated and just really burst forth. So it's like the seeds that you've been sowing all these years are now just coming up, and now we're the manifestation of, we're the harvest. We're the harvest of what you've put out there, and just how you just have captured it and coined and packaged your program where it's so systematic, it's so curriculum based. But what does it the most, and the best thing that you could ever Tia's talking, what you could ever do is just you give it to people from your heart. So it is what you are created and designed to do, because the passion shines through. I mean, you are an administrator, and you're an elevator, you're an encourager, you're a cheerleader, you do all that, but yet, like LaShawanda said, you're classy, you're about making everything look so polished. And I know that translates through the clients that work with you, because what you look like, you share, and that's what we end up looking like. And so if you continue with it and you fall off, I was just telling Tia just today, I said, I need to go back and look at my
All right. So cut it off just there. Just wanted to share 3 of my clients, shout out former clients of the Platform Builder Program, Mastermind. Some of them done retreats and all of that with us. And in this theme of storytelling, just letting you hear from them their experience of working with me. So I'd love to work with you over the next 12 months. If you go to platformbuilder.biz, platformbuilder.biz, you'll see all of the details, but I'm inviting you to apply. What does that mean? Let's have a Zoom conversation. Let me hear what's going on with your marketing, what's going on with your visibility and getting more customers, and see if this is a good fit. So that's simply what the application means. It's just, let's just have a conversation. Costs you nothing. You lose nothing to apply. Jump over to platformbuilder.biz. It's a 12-month program. We do a photo shoot together. We write books together. I got books over there over my shoulder with clients that we work with. And so here's what I would ask. Yes, related to investing in your business, working on your business, marketing yourself, sometimes fear comes up, right? Sometimes anxiousness comes up. Some of you have done, I'm getting ready to send an email out. Some of you have done programs before and you're like, it didn't work. Here's what I would ask. I'm not asking you to get rid of the fear or the anxiousness or even the questions, but what I am asking is, can you make your why bigger? Can you make your why bigger than your fear? Can you make your why bigger than your doubts? Can you make your why bigger than your anxiousness? And what would it look like 12 months from now? What would this look like, and what could this look like 12 months from now if you bet on yourself and bet on your brand? And so I'd love to work with you on that journey. Again, platformbuilder.biz, which is the sponsor for this segment. Platformbuilder.biz is where you can find out all the information and click apply, and we'll jump on the Zoom and see if this is a good fit for you. It is a wrap. Thank you for those that have been here, that are listening to this again in the talk show format or the podcast format. Those have just been hanging out with us the whole time. We appreciate you, and we're going to see you later on in these internet streets. I am Sharvette Mitchell of Mitchell Productions. I'm a marketing consultant. I bring to the table 25 years past experience in corporate America at a company called Capital One Bank, you might be familiar with. Majority of my time there was spent in training and development and consumer compliance. 5 plus years ago now, I walked away to be a full-time entrepreneur and having zero regrets. I am a graduate of Virginia Commonwealth University, go VCU Rams, with a degree in marketing. So I'm working in my degree. I've hosted this show 15 to 16 years now. This show has been going. 5-time visionary author, and also in 3 other additional book collaborations. And so that's a little bit about me. Thank you for being along for this journey and for being here with us. Thank you so much. Thanks, Mom, for being here. Thank you, Overseer Michelle Claiborne, friend, for being here. Thank you to Kim and my cousins and all that are over on YouTube. Thank you, Jewel, for being here and being a part of this. Thank you, Sharon, for being here as well. Certainly a part of our challenge and all. It's a wrap. I'll see you all later in these internet streets. Bye.
Live from Richmond, Virginia, you've been listening to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Get Sharvette Mitchell every Tuesday at 6 p.m., interviewing all the stars you want to hear from. So until next week, stay motivated, excited, and influenced. This is the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show.